Alright, welcome back to Soup to Nuts! So in today's video, we thought we would show you how we make Portabella fajitas. Now, those are so delicious, right honey?
Oh, I love portabellas, and since we started cooking with those big, huge portabella mushrooms, really love them. They're so versatile. You can use them in anything. You can make a hamburger out of them, make a steak out of them. Today we're going to make fajitas out of them.
Yeah, so Steve already went and he cut up the portabella mushrooms.
But don't dump them.
And those are 2 portabella mushrooms, right?
Yep, they were 2. They were probably this big. And I took the stems off. I always cut the bottom of the stem off because that's exposed. And then I just sliced up the mushrooms.
Really thin.
Really thin. And chopped up the stems and put them back in there.
And he marinated it with this fajita seasoning. Now, if you don't have this kind of fajita seasoning, that's okay. You can use whatever fajita seasoning you want.
Yeah, so there's so many different types of fajita seasoning out there. This is our local Walmart. They had this, or we got it somewhere. This fajita seasoning has been lasting us a long time.
Where did we get that one?
When we were traveling through New Mexico, we found it. So
traveling or when we lived there?
We lived there.
So we've had that for quite a long time.
A long time, but we still use it. I marinated the mushrooms in a Italian dressing, and then I put the fajita seasoning right over top of that after I sliced them up. Same thing here. We have sliced green peppers, red peppers, and a yellow onion. And I sliced them up. Oh my gosh, these are good. They're just good raw with this fajita seasoning in there.
Yes.
So, what do you got going on over here, Ange?
So, down here on the stove, let me show you.
Go ahead.
We're cooking some rice, and in this rice I did better than bouillon, no chicken base. Which is this. And I also cut up like 3 or 4 garlics and chopped them up and put them in there. So that's going to be our side dish, and so that's cooking.
Cool.
So in this pan... So in this pan, we are going to be cooking our peppers and onions.
Can I use some vegan butter in there?
Nope.
Ah, okay.
We are going to cook them with better than bouillon broth. Don't pour the whole thing in there.
I'm not going to dump any of it in there.
So I did 1/2 cup of water with probably half a
teaspoon?
No, probably a teaspoon.
Okay.
To maybe, yeah, a teaspoon. And when the pan gets hot, then we're going to put in the peppers and onions. Or we can put them in now. Turn that up high. Maybe I should have got the other pot. Think the other pot?
The big one?
Yeah.
No, that'll be fine with these.
Yeah.
So, these are actually going on the grill outside. We have a grill mat down on our little Coleman grill that we always use. Love that grill. I did end up taking a small drill bit and I pulled out the ring that the gas and the fire come up, and I drilled the holes out slightly bigger than what they were so I could get more of a flame and make it hotter. But I'll let that go for about 10 minutes, preheat out there. It'll get real hot. I'll throw the mushrooms on. Takes minutes.
Yeah. What takes the longest is the rice and doing the onions and peppers. So you definitely want to start your onions and peppers before you decide to put your portabella mushrooms on the grill.
What do you have for fajitas, honey?
What do you mean?
Or for the wraps, fajita wraps. That fajita seasoning's on my fingers and it tastes really good.
And the tortillas we're using are the Don Julio. It's just, I don't know if you can get them in your grocery store, but they're just like regular size flour tortillas. You can get taco size, fajita size they even have. It's just whatever size of flour tortilla you would like.
So I'd say these fajitas are pretty healthy. The only oil that's going to be in this is the seasoning from the Italian dressing that I poured on here, because she's going to saute everything in the water, and then the rice is our carbohydrate. 1/3 of a cup is a serving size of the rice, so you can have 2 to 3 carbs. And so we don't measure, we're just going to eat because we know it's good. Completely vegan?
Plant-based.
Plant-based, sorry. She hates the word vegan. Yeah. And healthy for you. So we'll get to cooking. You didn't need to see us cut up peppers and onions. I think you can do that on your own, or slicing up a mushroom.
Then I'll get you down so you can see how I'm cooking the peppers and onions.
All right.
Alrighty, so you want your stove on probably 5 or 6, so a medium. And just cook them until, they start sweating. You don't need anything on there. Since Steve put fajita seasoning on here, it kind of brings out the juices from the onion. So using vegetable broth gives it another little, kicks up the flavor of the peppers and onions.
Just another layer.
Yeah, just another layer. You don't need the butter.
Did you already put some of that in there?
No.
So that came up pretty good. No oil, no butter, no liquid in there right now, and they're sauteing up pretty good.
Yeah. So, as you can see, they're starting, because they started to stick to the bottom of the pan, and I was just moving them around, so then the onions picked up some of the brown caramelized stuff on there. But I think I'm going to put in just a little bit.
I would.
Because that's also going to help caramelize your onions. Because you want your onions with some flavor. Now I put that on there. Now I'm going to turn up the heat some, as you saw. I'm just going to let those go. You don't have to constantly stir them because you want them to kind of cook. And I'll show you when I put more vegetable broth. Now you may not need all this vegetable broth, so I just made up a 1/2 cup, because last time we made this I think I used a 1/2 cup, but I'm going to turn this up a little bit higher to let it go. Because if you cook with vegetable broth, that adds a lot of flavor to a lot of things. Gives your food flavor. So I have this down on a 7. We're going to let that go.
Do you put a lid on it or anything? Or?
No lid. Just let it cook like this. Alright, so Steve is going out to our little grill.
We'll take the dogs with us.
And finally all the snow melts. Well, not all of it, but most of it. So if you're going to cook on the grill, you want a mat so your vegetables don't fall through the grill.
And you can see that it's already heated up. It's been going for 10 or 15 minutes. I'm just going to spread these around. I'm trying to keep the juice in the bowl. And here's some little bits. And I'll spread them out.
So you just want to put them on the grill like that, and you want to separate them so they'll cook.
Yep. So nothing special about cooking mushrooms on the grill and with the mat. So I'm just going to let them, cover them up, let them cook for a bit. Then I'll come out and turn them over, and then we'll be done. It'll take like 5 or 10 minutes.
All right, see how these are starting to stick? We're going to pour a little bit more broth in there so it deglazes the pan and get all those flavors of those onions and peppers that were sticking to the pan. So we got the mushrooms on the grill going.
And the husband's doing the good job of dishes.
So you want to keep an eye on these because you don't want them burned. Well, maybe you do. That adds some flavor to them.
Yeah.
But I definitely like my onions caramelized. So, and that makes them yummy, yummy. See how much broth I have left? That will get me through the whole cooking.
So it smells grilly out here. And we've got the sun. The sun is going down in the west, shining on the mountains, so they're pretty. So I'm going to give our mushrooms just go along and flip everything.
Do you have that on high?
It's as high as it goes, honey. Come on. He doesn't want to flip. And this is our meat, right? So the mushrooms substitute for the meat.
And it is very tasty.
Yeah, and I mean, even when we make hamburgers out of these, really good.
Portabella burgers.
Portabella burgers. They look good. I guess I could have used a spatula to flip it. It's this flipping one at a time is for the birds, but it is what it is. We'll let them go for a while and see how this grill heats them up. We'll make a little pathway there. I guess the grill is level. It's not running out. So, all right.
All right, we're putting in the last of it. Deglaze the pan. Yep. Turn my pan down to low to keep them warm. But look how beautiful that is. Whoa. And those are done. My rice is done. I just checked that.
And we'll heat up this pan and get the tortillas going. But let's give it a couple minutes. Give those mushrooms a chance to cook up a little bit.
All right, so my rice is done. I turned the heat off. As you can see, I already tested it. And I'm just gonna give it a stir.
What do you think?
So I'm fluffing up my rice. I'm just gonna let it sit there with the lid on and stay warm. That is yummy rice. Again, we used better than bouillon with some garlic. So
you can't critique your own food. I'll be the judge. Look.
pepper.
Pepper. So the mushrooms are done. What's going on here? So I'm just going to gather these up and put them on a plate. And again, this is 2 large portobello mushrooms, and you can see how they shrunk down. So, but that's enough for our fajitas anyway. So it looks like it's enough for 4 fajitas.
That's all I'm warming up. So you saw the meat for the portobello mushrooms. Yummy, yummy, yummy for my tummy, tummy, tummy. So now we just got the big old pan out, and we're gonna warm up these tortillas. We had an avocado and it wasn't any good, so thank goodness I have some avocado in the freezer. And so I just put them in the microwave for about a minute. Slowly, check it 30 seconds at a time.
And also, I'm going to have cheese on mine. And what we have is the Violife mozzarella shreds. These are pretty good. We usually use the chow,
Yeah.
and but we weren't going to run all over town to find what store had them because most everybody is out of it. But the chow is definitely our go-to cheese.
Yes, that cheese is delicious. I used to think BioLife was delicious, but I don't like it cooked. But that chow cheese, or I guess you would call it chow cheese.
Yeah.
Is delicious.
But we haven't had this mozzarella in a long time. But I can tell you the mozzarella flavor is definitely here. So it's pretty good.
All right. So we got one tortilla warmed up. You gonna make your plate?
Yeah. Okay. A couple of mushrooms. There we go.
Ooh, and salsa.
Then we grab some peppers and onions.
And some salsa.
I'm going to throw a little shavakadu on there. And I am just a hot sauce guy. So I have my taco sauce.
And there you go, folks.
And there you have it. And I'm going to put some rice on the side and just munch away.
There you go, folks. Fajita, Portabella mushroom fajitas. All right. Steve's testing it.
Oh! There's some flavor in that.
When you say, is that spicy? Is it
The
from
hot sauce and it's good. That's about a third of a cup. And I'm just going to put a little more on. There you go.
All right, folks. So that dinner was probably what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
However long the rice takes to cook. All right, so that's dinner for tonight. So if you ever want to try this, please do. You won't be disappointed. It is so good. That will conclude this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video.
Like and subscribe.
And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.